Hey guys, welcome to Project DIY. I'm your host Chelsea. We are now in episode 2 of the Church Pew Restoration and Revival. In case you missed our last episode, we went over how to properly use a chemical stripper, as well as use scrub pads to remove an existing finish off your furniture. So now we've moved on to step 2, which is surface preparation. There is a lot of important as well as helpful information in this episode, but more importantly, and what I'm really excited about, is now we get to see exactly how beautiful our piece of oak really is. So I'm super excited to get started, and here's the materials you're gonna need. Okay guys, so in our last segment we had mentioned doing stuff in sections was a really helpful tip, especially whenever doing large projects. We are going to apply that same tip in surface preparation, and we're going to start on this side of the church pew. Now at one point this was a finished piece of furniture. It was probably finished at 180, so what we're going to do, and what you're probably very excited to hear about, is using 2 grits. We're going to start out with 150. The reason for that being is that we want it to be aggressive enough to take off this top layer that still has some of our finish, but yet we still want it to be smooth enough so where we're not backtracking in our project. I'm going to go ahead and get the orbital sander started and get to work. Okay guys, so I get asked this question all the time. How do I know if I've sanded long enough? Well, there's an actual formula for this, where you travel so many inches for so many seconds, but we're gonna go ahead and simplify that using just a pencil. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just start drawing on our surface. You can do circles, you can draw mountains, you can write your mom's name if you'd like. You can do whatever you want, but the purpose is just give it thorough cover. Once you've reached that point, then we're going to start sanding. And as the pencil line starts to disappear, and then once it's completely disappeared, then you know that you're done with that grit and you're able to move on to the next one. A good tip to check your progress when sanding is to take a cloth and saturate it either in denatured alcohol or odorless mineral spirits. And what we're going to do is completely saturate our cloth here, and then we're going to generously apply it onto our surface. Now what this is going to do is show you what your piece would look like with a natural finish, as well as show you any of your sanding imperfections. Just a great way to check and see how your progress is going. Okay guys, so now that you're done power sanding at 150, now we're gonna go back over and hand sand at 150. The reason for this is because whenever you use an orbital sander, it can cause things called curlicues or pigtails on your surface. You may not see them now, but you definitely will whenever you go to finish this. So the way that we solve this problem is we just go back over and hand sand. Now you can do this traditionally either with a piece of paper, or you can use our blocks, which are excellent for flat surfaces such as the back here. My personal favorite are these sponges. I love them because they conform to surfaces really well, they're really durable, and they last forever. So we're gonna get this sanded at 150, and then we'll be able to move on to our next step. Okay, so now that you're done hand sanding at 150, and now's the time in our project we're gonna go ahead and do repairs. The reason we're doing this now is because now that you've taken off that top layer with 150, you can truly see all the imperfections in your project. So what we're gonna use is just a regular wood filler. This you can just get at Lowe's. It's very applicable for anybody. Considering these are small nail and screw holes, this works just perfect for that kind of job. The way that we apply this, we're gonna go ahead and over apply. And the reason for that being is that we're gonna come back and when we sand with 180, it will just take it right down to where it needs to be. Now that you're done sanding at 150, it's time to move on to 180 and then you will be completely finished with surface preparation. The reason why we're stopping at 180 is because our surface is perfectly smooth, but yet we don't want to take the risk of going any higher because the wood won't take a stain, which we're definitely doing in this project. So please stay tuned for next week. We're going to be adding some color to our project. We're also going to be doing some grain filling and we're going to turn what looks like it is now into something like this. So please continue to follow me on social media, and if you have any questions or comments, drop me a line.